Do you feel like a zombie when you wake up? Well, I know that feel. I was simply stuck in this cycle. I used to go to bed really late, and then when I woke up, every morning I used to go to existential crisis thinking about what I'm doing with my life. Gradual adjustments. This is the key behind fixing our sleep schedule. But how do we do that? I also have been using this app that helped me improve my sleep quality. But before we get into that, I am pretty sure at some point this thought crossed your mind. What if you stay awake for 24 hours? Is that gonna help you fix your sleep schedule? And the answer is no. Trust me, I've tried doing that myself and it doesn't work like that. Two of my friends actually tried doing the same, but we all had the same experience. So my name is Prithviraj, and in this video, let's discuss on how we can fix our sleep schedule for good. Gradual adjustments, as we discussed earlier. Let's talk about it. For example, imagine this. My current sleep schedule is I go to bed at 2 a.m. and thus I wake up at 10 a.m. Firstly, we have to set our target schedule. For this example, let's consider my target schedule is I go to bed at 11:30 p.m. and wake up at 7:30 a.m. But what if I had to follow my new schedule instantly? Then I'm most likely to fail. There is no way on earth I'll be able to fall asleep at 11:30 p.m. when I'm used to sleeping at around 2 a.m. Now let us take a look at a realistic way on how we can fix our sleep schedule. We need to adjust our schedule by 15 to 30 minutes so that our body gets used to this cycle. Let's say day 1 and day 2, I go to bed at 1:45 a.m. and wake up at 9:45 a.m. Day 3 and day 4, I go to bed at 1:30 a.m. and wake up at 9:30 a.m. Now when you get comfortable with the 15-minute change, we can increase it to 30 minutes now. Let's take a bit of a steep jump. Day 5 and 6, I go to bed at 1 a.m. and I wake up at 9 a.m. We're getting closer now. Day 7 and day 8, I go to bed at 12:30 a.m. and wake up at 8:30 a.m. Now finally, day 9 and day 10. I go to bed at 12 a.m. and I wake up at 8 a.m. We just needed 10 days to fix our schedule. Now from day 11 onwards, our target is achieved. If the 30 minutes difference is too much for you, you can simply continue doing that with a 15-minute difference. But did you notice one thing? Not even once we sacrificed our sleep. We kept 8 hours of sleep in mind. It is really important that we get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Fixing our sleep doesn't mean that we should sacrifice our sleep quality. But one thing we have to keep in mind is that to sleep for 8 hours, we'll have to be in bed for even longer in order to achieve our sleep goal. Before we get to that part, let's discuss on how we can sleep faster. Once you are sleeping in your target schedule, now let's work on how you can fall asleep fast. Consistency is the key in everything rather. Try maintaining a consistent schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day and even on weekends. Even at one night you slept late but still try to wake up at the same time. Please don't compensate your sleep by sleeping in late. It will again mess up your schedule. If we go to bed and wake up at the same time, that way we'll be able to train our body to fall asleep naturally. Ensure that your mattress and pillow are comfortable and supportive. It's a cushion though. And most important of all, make sure your room is really dark. And in case you are someone who likes to have a night lamp on during sleep, I'm sorry to say, but we can really be friends. I need my room to be pitch dark in order to fall asleep comfortably. Try using blind out curtains, that might help. Rather, I also carry an eye mask while traveling because I don't really trust the hotels in this matter. I would rather carry my own convenience. And avoid heavy meals, alcohol and sugary foods before bedtime. Also, try getting some sort of physical activity daily. If our body is tired, it will be easier for us to fall asleep. Studies have shown that it's easier for us to fall asleep if your room is cool. Switch on the AC, it's definitely gonna help. If you live in India, you don't really have any other options anyway. Heat waves suck. And also please consider hitting the subscribe button if you're finding this helpful, and I'll keep creating videos on productivity, tech and life. Let's talk about sleep quality now. I've been using this app called Sleep Cycle and it absolutely changed my life. And rather, I believe it can change yours too. Waking up early is simply amazing, I must say. You're able to get so much more done and the world is a lot quieter. But how do we do that? As I never felt fresh waking up and sleep is really important. The iPhone alarm is super annoying on top of that. It's only designed to wake you up. It's not designed to help you wake up fresh. The word fresh is the differentiating factor. Maybe the iPhone alarm forces you to get off your bed, but it really puts you in a very grumpy kind of mood after waking up. But why is the iPhone alarm so bad, you might ask? Well, the thing is that whenever we wake up to an alarm, most of the time it wakes us up in the middle of a sleep cycle. And when we wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle, we still feel very lazy and very asleep. So what is the sleep cycle? Think of your sleep like a journey your brain has to take every night. It goes through different stops and stages. The first one is the light sleep stage. This is when we just start to doze off. We are not fully asleep yet, but We're getting there. Stage 2 is deeper sleep. Now we are a bit deeper. Our brain activity becomes more rhythmic at this stage. Stage 2 usually makes the majority of our sleep cycle. Deep sleep is the third stage. This is the really restful part. Our body does a lot of repairing and growing in this stage, which is super important for feeling fresh the next day. And the final stage is the dream sleep. And this is where dreams happen and also nightmares. Our brain is active, but our body is still, like it's almost on a pause. This is when our brain sorts through memories and emotions. After we have been through all these stages, we start them again. Each cycle takes about 90 to 120 minutes each, and we might repeat the cycle few times. The most ideal time to wake up is when our sleep cycle ends. Else, if we wake up in the middle of deep sleep, we really feel grumpy. This app is called Sleep Cycle because of this. Just to point out, this video is not sponsored. I personally have been using this app for many years now. Sleep Cycle is a popular app designed to track and analyze our sleep patterns to help us wake up feeling refreshed and energized. So, how do we wake up fresh? Sleep Cycle uses our phone's accelerometer to monitor our movements while we sleep. This determines our sleep phases. This app then uses this data to wake us up during our light sleep stage. Thus, it helps us feel more refreshed upon waking up. It features a smart alarm that wakes us up during our lightest sleep phase within a customizable time window. We are able to set a wake-up duration as per our liking. Let's say I wanted to wake up at 8:30 am. I can simply set a 30-minute wake-up duration from 8 am to 8:30 am, and it will automatically ring the alarm when we are in light sleep, as in at the end of our sleep cycle. That way, we will wake up fresh and we don't have to press the snooze button ever again. And rather, studies show that hitting the snooze button is even worse for our sleep. When we hit the snooze button and get back to sleep, our body again starts a sleep cycle, and again after 5 minutes we break that cycle, and thus we even feel worse than before. Guys, that 5 minutes of extra sleep is just not worth it. We are able to set different wake-up phases. However, setting a wake-up phase of 30 minutes is recommended by that app, as in it gets enough time to determine the end of the cycle. These days, I often wake up before my alarm rings and I then wait for it to ring, and it surprisingly rings almost instantly. Other than the smart alarm, this app also tracks your sleep. It clearly shows your sleep cycle and you will be able to assess that. If you keep using this app consistently, then you will be able to get a lot of data on how you have been sleeping and what you can do to improve your sleep. This is a calendar view of all the nights I have tracked my sleep, and the rings signify the quality. For tracking your sleep, you just have to keep it beside you on your bed. Make sure you plug your phone to a charger, as it's gonna take a lot of power. You can get better results if you sleep wearing your Apple Watch. However, I'm not a fan of wearing watches while sleeping, hence I only use my phone. One thing that has really helped me improve my sleep is that I'm able to see how much time I needed to fall asleep each night. If you keep using this over time, you'll be able to compare how you have been sleeping and work on improving that. It really takes it to the next level when the data regarding our sleep is concerned. Another thing that I don't really use in this app is the sleep aids. If you need help falling asleep, it has these sleep aids consisting of various ambient music and binaural beats sort of things. It can read out stories to help you fall asleep if that's something you might be needing. It has a subscription model. You can use the smart alarm for free, however. I suggest you try to wake up early. Those extra hours will help you get a lot of time for yourself. You can try building some healthy habits for yourself at that time. If you need help in that, then click here on this video. We have discussed about 7 small habits that will change your life forever.